Well, we're here with Christy, Glenn, and Steve from AC Golden Brewing out at Rising Sun Farms and kind of inspecting their crop.
Good aroma. Look good. You got a lot of
Nice aroma.
Yeah.
a lot of hops on those.
About ready to go too, huh?
That's what I think. We're going to pull another dry matter test tonight. Tomorrow we'll send them some in the Hop Union, see what they think of them. Let them do a dry matter test and give us alpha betas and hop storage index and see what the rest of the world thinks of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. They look good.
Yeah, so what you're looking in that cone, although when you split that apart, at first when you first put it up your nose, you're going to smell the aroma of it, but what you're really looking at when you're looking for bittering value is all that yellow, all those lupulin glands that are in there. That's really what provides the alpha, and the alpha is what provides the slight bitter note to beer. And so that's how you can tell, at least an indicator of how much alpha is in that hop by the yellowishness that's in there. And this one happens to have a lot. And it's got good aroma. The nice part about a Chinook is it's not what you consider a real high super alpha hop, really loaded in alpha, like maybe a Magnum or a super alpha. But it's not a low alpha either. It's got some aroma, it's got some oils, and that's the beauty of a Chinook hop, is it's kind of got both ends of the spectrum. And so you get a lot out of one hop that normally a brewer would be wanting to use a just straight aroma hop with a bittering hop. This thing actually does a lot of both. We've used Chinooks for years. We really like them. Yeah, they've been a good one for us.
Well,
and growers typically like them because they tend to be resilient. They're not the highest yielding hop that's out there by any means, but it's certainly not the lowest yielding hop. And they're just consistent year after year after year. They'll perform for you when sometimes a lot of other hops are a little bit more temperamental. Cascades. Coors was really the company that was responsible for bringing Cascades onto the market. We stumbled across them, and a lot of guys tell if it wasn't for us, they would have never really been around. But we actually brewed with them for a lot of years and got them up on their feet, and growers growing them, and they worked out really well for us. And we still use them in native today.
so what's your goal with the Colorado Native? 100% Colorado ingredients?
Yes.
Talk to that man right there.
Yeah, we're that is our goal. Right now we're 99 and 89, 100% Colorado.
Wow. And
We had to get a little bit of hops out of Yakima. That's why we're out here now, is we're very interested in what this year's harvest is going to look like, because we're pretty much tied to the harvest yield, yield of the hop growers out here, and we can only get as big as the hop growers allow us. So that's why it's very important to us. We want to be 100% Colorado, and we think probably, depending on how this harvest turns out, we should be 100% Colorado next year. Yeah, our glass is made in Wheat Ridge, just east of Golden. Our cardboard boxes that the beer ships in is made in Wheat Ridge, just east of Golden. We sold cans. You saw a can laying up here. We sold cans for the summer. Those cans were made in the Golden Valley. So if you want to talk about small carbon footprint, we don't sell outside of Colorado. Just about everything that we use in our beer comes from Colorado and is sold in Colorado, recycled in Colorado. So if you want to look for a small carbon footprint, you found one.
Also, I would describe it as, it's definitely a full-bodied beer, and I think one that beer aficionados kind of like more so than a light beer drinker. It's not a light beer, is it?
No, it's an amber colored lager. It starts off malty in the front and finishes up with a real nice hop bitterness at the end. And it's not as bitter as an IPA or most of the pale ales out there. There's some guys that have gone what we call extreme beers at 70, 80, 90, 100 IBUs in a beer. So it basically looks like brown hop juice. Ours is not that hoppy. It finishes hoppy, but if somebody wants to begin drinking a craft beer and they're pointing toward a pale ale or an IPA, this is the one that'll get them there, because it's not as hoppy, and you don't have to get shocked with all that hop. You can start off with Colorado Native. Yeah, and if you want more hop, there's plenty out there. A lot of microbrewers doing much hoppier pale ales and IPAs. The one main difference between Colorado Native and any other beer in the world is the fact that it's made with Colorado malt. Steve talked about the malt house in Golden. Well, typically when they malt the barley, they mix it with Colorado, Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming. It's all mixed together in different ratios depending on how the crops turned out and how the brewers want it for that year. The difference in ours is we take barley from San Luis Valley and malt it separately, super sack it and use it for brewing Colorado Native. Nobody else can do that. Nobody else can get Colorado only barley.
Right.
They buy barley from or malt from a malt house. They're going to get it. It's going to come from all over the place. So that's the one thing that really separates Colorado Native and makes it possible for us to do and difficult for competition.